Willow Creek Springs presents Healthy Living with your host, Joe Grumbine.
Hello and welcome to the Healthy Living Podcast. I am your host, Joe Grumbine, and today I have a very special guest, and her name is Katya Graciano. And I recently met her through the Gardens of Hope. And if you don't know much about that, it's a little 2.5 acre garden paradise in the middle of Paris, California. And we have a 501c3 nonprofit, and we offer what's called therapeutic horticulture education and basically a little retreat center. And she found her way into our property in a little personal retreat of less than 2 months ago. And it turns out that we have a lot in common, and she's come out and been volunteering and participating in some of our activities. And actually today I just enjoyed an amazing Reiki session, and we'll probably talk a little bit about that. But I really thought that it's important to introduce her to our growing community. And Katya, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you came from and how you came to be here?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, for opening this space for healing and restoration retreat. Well, I got here as you were saying, invited by our common friend Joe.
We'll one day do this podcast. We've been talking about it for a while.
Yes. So she invited me to participate in a ceremony that she holds space for. And as soon as I came here, I feel welcomed by first the property, because I met the property before meeting you.
Right. That's true.
And yeah, we did the tour, and then I met you and Liz, and actually felt really good just to start with, to be here to spend the night, and well, feel so connected. And then talking to you the next day about your visions and what you've been doing with this space, with this beautiful space, and seeing that actually there's a lot of things in common, that some of your visions were shared visions.
Mm-hmm.
And visions about things that I had no idea, like where to start or had the skills for. I just dreamed of a community like the one you've been building and dreaming of.
It's happening. It's actually the one that is. It's small now, but it is growing. But there is a community now.
Yes, I see that, and like it's just the people that needs to be right now, because as I said, like, wow, I have this vision, but why do you do something like that? And coming here and see that you are already have, like you said, a small group of people, but like very people that matches, that is in alignment, with the vision of growing this into a healing retreat.
Exactly.
Where there is
whatever you need.
Whatever you need.
That's what my thinking is. Like literally, whatever you need, we'll have it here. Yes. If we don't have it, we'll go get it.
Outside of the traditional medicine world, where it can be combined, but this is like.
But this is open to whatever might need. Like maybe somebody needs a massage. Maybe somebody needs some kind of a plant medicine. Maybe somebody needs energy work. Maybe somebody needs some kind of a traditional therapy, acupuncture or something.
Yeah.
Why not? You can do it all here.
Yeah, and the people might just need to sit in nature to ground, because nowadays people live too fast, too much in the freeway, in the office, and they don't
all the
have
electronics and all that crazy.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi towers and all of that it's like harmful for the physical body.
Chaos.
So how we counteract that in nature,
Mhm.
and this is a place that actually does that. It recharged you, like
Exactly.
yes.
So that is amazing, because you got, that was one of the things that I thought we connected pretty quickly, because you got it. Like, I try to share that with people, like what this place is and what it can do. And I'd say 1 out of 4 or 5 people even get it. They're like, oh yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's much more than beautiful.
Yeah.
And one by one, the people like that Dr. Wiki, who does the mental health group, he got it. And we created a ecotherapy program. And we have a few more people, Florena, who's come and done ceremony here and workshops, and she got it right away. She's like, oh my God, look what we can do here. And you get it, and Joe gets it. And there's more and more, this new guy that just came today, he gets it. And we're going to build a sweat lodge now. And he knows how to do it. So, it's so exciting that, like, it's almost like you turn the light on and one person sees you, and then all of a sudden, like, it's a little brighter. And then another person sees you, and like, it's a little brighter. Because I try to tell people, like, everybody who comes here is adding their energy to this. And so the energy that you feel when you're here is 30 years of people doing good things here. And, a handful of chaotic experiences that all got absorbed by it. And now it's just really been, the last 10 years of nothing but beauty and harmony. And that's the thing that I think people that are in touch, or maybe empathetic, or energy workers, they get that quickly.
Yeah.
You can see it, but you can feel it.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
It's a feeling. It's not just seeing it. Seeing it is beautiful, but it's a feeling, an emotion that grounds you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely true. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your background? I know you have a lot of experience in a lot of different things, and I suspect in future episodes that we do, we can get very narrow about some of them and really go deep into some topics. But this first episode, I just want people to get to know who you are, and who is this Katya that has jumped into our world, and what the heck is she all about?
Well, I'm an energy healer facilitator, and like I've been trained in different modalities, such as yoga. That was the first thing that awakened me to this energy healing world. And through yoga, Reiki found me, because Reiki found me. I didn't look for it.
That's a really important point that you brought. So you can always tell the people that are the real deal, because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I do this and I do that and I practice this and I practice this. But the people that are really connected to their art or their modality, they say what you just said. It found me. Like when certain plant medicines have found me, or certain things that I've discovered, I was like, I'm just walking down the road, and all of a sudden, boink, something lands on my head and says, hey, look at me. And whoa, look at you. And that's an interesting point that I don't think a lot of people get. Sometimes you want something so bad, you manifest it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times, when you're meant to be in a place or working with something, it's almost like a magnetic attraction, and you guys find each other.
That you can't deny.
Right.
Like it's there, and you have to follow that. Like there is
no
question, there is
no
doubt. Like Reiki was one of those things, and I realized that through my yoga teaching, I was already doing energy work with
Mhm.
people. People will say comments such as, what do you do to me? When like when I was teaching a yoga class with a big group, I always like to come and touch people.
Uh-huh.
And then at the end of the class, people were saying things like, oh my God, I felt like 10 hands were touching me and I feel heat, or like people were experiencing. I didn't know what Reiki is until one student uh told me like, are you a Reiki healer? And I'm like,
I don't know.
I don't know. So that was
Yeah.
the activation. That was the word, like it stuck to me, and yeah, I got certified and experienced a lot of, we maybe we can call it like out of this world, like
Yeah.
like it things that like you usually wouldn't experience, like it's like in my body, with my family, I saw miracles happening, and maybe we can get into that
Oh, we
when
will
we
for
talk
sure. Yeah,
more
yeah.
about a specific Reiki.
Absolutely.
But I've seen miracles like happening. I believe with all my being in this universal life force that we can use, like we can give it many names.
Mhm. And we were just talking
Reiki,
about that before. It's like
yeah,
there's only some truths, and we give them different names and different aspects and different faces and different whatever, but it's all the same. There isn't like three different versions or
it's
10.
the
It's
same.
all the
It's
same
just
thing.
we humans have to label things and give names.
It's how we express
Yes,
ourselves. You know, we're
like
sensory beings, and so we can express ourselves through our senses. That's the only way. But you're talking about something that's extrasensory,
yes,
and so we have to come up with a way to
tap into that,
right.
yes, to activate our inner senses so we can perceive that. So I experienced magical things with Reiki. Then my own, this is all my healing journey. I studied yoga for my healing journey.
So when did you begin that? Let's establish some sort of a timeline. Like when did you first discover yoga?
It was 12 years ago.
Okay.
When I started with the training, and since then I haven't stopped like adding into and like, because well, there's always things that call us deeper and deeper and deeper.
Sure.
Then I had some wounds, feminine wounds. So I had to heal that part of my feminine, and that was repressed, that was oppressed, that was hurt, that was damaged. And
unfortunately, that's such a common theme with women.
Yes, and I couldn't move forward. I couldn't move forward. That was calling me, because this part, our womb center, it's like all our ancestral.
It's everything. It's all of humanity.
It's creation itself.
Exactly.
So, and when there is stagnation, like we cannot be ourselves.
Right.
So that called to me, and that's how I discovered the yoni steaming therapy, or pelvic steaming therapy. And through that, I've went to a next level of healing, of becoming myself. So I got trained in school for yoni steaming for women's health. And well, now I offer like all this variety of things by itself or all.
So you teach all these things, or you offer services of all these things we're talking about. That's one of the things.
Yes, I offer these services, and I teach people to offer this
Nice.
the same services too. I offer yeah
Training.
certification
Okay,
programs.
nice. Oh,
Yes.
it's even next level. I like it.
Yes, and yeah, this is what we do. I have love to work with the herbs.
Mhm.
The herbs I found.
Yeah, I smelled one of your blends. It's very, it's very potent. You can tell just for people who don't know me, I'm also a herb guy, so I grow and work with herbs a lot, and you can tell when somebody is working with a formula or at least good ingredients. You can just tell right away. You can smell it, but you can feel it.
Yes, yes. It's like you can feel the energy
Life in
that
it.
that yes.
Sometimes you open up a bag of tea and you're like, "Ooh," it's like
and it's
wilted or dead, you know. You're like, yeah, okay. And you open up another one, you're like, oh, look at you.
yes, because you feel like the
Life
love
force, I think.
put into
Yeah.
it. And yeah, I do all my blends with Reiki. I also do like smoking blends. I work with plant medicine and ceremony. So yeah, I'm excited to start like working in some offerings
Absolutely.
and services workshops here at the Gardens of Hope.
I love it. So I'm really excited. I think that, man, we touched on a lot of little things that we can go on and on about, and I think it's important. So for those of you who are listening who knows about Gardens of Hope, we're going to be um, updating our website soon, and we're going to be including some of these features and some of these offerings. And, you know, we're really, really, really pleased to have you, you know, join us with our vision and now sharing your energy. And I just got to say, we just did a Reiki session, and that's the first time we've worked together on that level at all. And she's the shit. Like, really, really good stuff. And I say that, you know, lightly, but not. I've worked with a lot of different people in a lot of different arenas. For, you know, I'm an old guy. I've been around for a long time, and I began my journey as a pretty young guy, and so I've run into people that call themselves healers and people that call themselves shamans and medicine men and every kind of name. And I'm always a little cautious when somebody comes with a crown and a cloak, because you think to yourself, well, who gave that to you? And did you earn it? Or did you just, you know, you just here for the attention? And
Yes.
I think that when somebody comes, you know, you came to us in a very humble, very, very down to earth way. And um, the first 24 hours of meeting you, I witnessed a transformation that was remarkable. And to see that blossom into what we're dealing with now is like, I now see what you had inside of you when you first came here. And I have to think that this place that we built together and with so many people over so many years contributed, you know, along with, you know, Joe and yourself. You probably did most of the work yourself inside, but just to witness that, and then you know, to watch this shared vision, folks, you're going to be hearing a lot from her, and you're going to be seeing a lot of things as we're exploring these modalities and talking about. I'm just beginning to speak on plant medicine and my experiences and some of the incredible transformational sessions that I've witnessed and participated in. I think there's going to be some real powerful episodes coming up, and I'm just grateful that you're here. And I'm looking forward to doing this again and going deep into one of these little topics and hearing about some of these miracles, and you know, talking about how we go about finding our way down the road to a healthy life.
Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll do more of this.
Excellent.
Thank you for
All right,
having me.
folks, this has been the Healthy Living Podcast, and we'll see you next time.